Let me introduce y'all to this YouTube family, showing us the way to get out of debt gradually. My man Josh, he's the king of the household. Wife Christine putting debt in the chokehold. And the kids, they are Grace and Zoe, all four together living life so holy. That Kickin Sunday, daily vlogging, Dave Ramsey plan gonna have us live large, and every day we'll see part of their lifestyle, how they budget and they keep things wrote down. See them work through the envelope system, credit card goals and the money goes with them. You will see how the family strives, cutting debt like a knife and still have a life, They won't show us how to have fun. When you hear this song, let me hear you say, debt is done. Debt is done, debt is done, debt is done. Let me hear you say it louder. Debt is done.
Happy Debt Kickin Sunday! I'm without my co-pilot today because he's back behind the camera doing all of this roll. And this topic really is for mommies. Today I wanted to talk about being a stay-at-home mom. And I have been a stay-at-home mom for almost 9 years. I've learned a thing or two. I know some of you have been stay-at-home mommies a lot longer, and I can learn a ton from you, and I do. But I have a question that I got on YouTube. It's from Hillary, and she just said, my husband and I are expecting our first, a baby girl this May, and I wouldn't love anything more than to be able to stay at home with her. Problem is, money is a bit tight, although praise God, we have no debt outside of our mortgage. What are your best tips for saving money here and there in order to live on or close to one's salary? Thanks. Love you guys. Hillary. Love you too. Congratulations on having a sweet baby girl. Babies are fun and it's so exciting. It's such a fun stage of life that you're in right now. And it sounds like you've done really well with planning financially for your future and only having your mortgage to pay off. So thank you for the question. This was a great question. I've been meaning to make a stay-at-home mom Debt Kicking Sunday or just something on the topic for a long time, and this was the perfect opportunity. So what made me want to stay at home is Zoe. This was summer of 2004. I was pregnant. I was like 6 months pregnant, and I got a milkshake or a Blizzard at Dairy Queen, and I was just wanted to sit in the park. So it was a nice day, so I sat in the park in the car, and all of these, it was like a mommy's day, mommy group that was in the park that day, and all of these mommies were in the park with their kids, and the kids were laughing, and the mommies were smiling, and it looked like it would be a lot of fun. And I just got this overwhelming feeling that I needed to stay at home with this baby, that was where my place was. And I started crying. I'll never forget the moment. I started crying and knew that I needed to go home and talk to Josh and to see what he had to say. And I didn't know how he would take it. And thankfully, he knew what was on my heart and what was important, and we were on the same page. So we immediately had to sell our house to make that happen. It was almost 9 years ago, and his salary wasn't all that high, so we needed two incomes, and something had to give. So we sold our house in one day when Zoe was like 5 weeks old, and moved into an apartment, and we downsized. And that's kind of how we came to this. And you know what? I still would have made the same decision. I have zero regrets. I've been at home with her for almost 9 years, and Grace for 5 years. And anyway, it's been a blessing. And we have a great relationship with her. And so anyway, I just wanted to share some tips with you tips of maybe if your others are wanting to stay at home with kiddos. And the good news is that you can do it. I mean, if it's in your heart and God is leading you in that direction, then you can do it. He will give you everything you need, just like us. We sold our house to be able to make it happen. But my first tip is to do a budget. Now, Hillary, it sounds like you're familiar with the budget, and that's wonderful. But if you guys have not done a budget, now is the best time. It's always a good time, but do a budget now. And if you don't know how to do a budget, enroll in a Financial Peace University class. That will set you up on a good path. The second one, live a frugal lifestyle. If you're not already frugal right now, become frugal. find ways to be, and good thing is being frugal right now is the cool thing to do. So yeah, live a frugal lifestyle or go get yourself one, and learn to say no to yourself so that you can say yes to staying at home. Maybe it's getting your, say no when your hair needs to be dyed and done so that you can say yes to this tiny little baby that you're staying at home with. Get your priorities in check. Next, surround yourself with positive and supportive people that will help you transition to this, and maybe friends that it's worked for them, or supportive moms or dads or sisters or brother, people, your family that supports you, maybe mommy groups, maybe it can be just somebody next door that believes in you. When I went to staying at home and switched to that choice, I had support everywhere. You could talk to somebody in the grocery store and they would support that. So it's just so many older people would say, oh yeah, when I was raising my kids, I did this and this and that. And it was amazing, the stories I heard, and I loved it. Another form of support can come in the form of a church family. It is so important to have a church family around you, because they're going to be not only your support for no matter what, no matter how bad it gets, your church will be there for you, but also can be a lot of the social activities that you'll need to be included in when the baby is here, because it's an adjustment staying at home with a baby from working. So you can get involved with activities and community things that your church is doing. Okay, and then my last tip would be to save 3 months of your salary just to see if you can survive. Just to mentally say, I can do this, we can do this. And also to prove to yourself that you can change your spending habits to make it happen, and that you will be okay. If you want to quit and your spending is out of control, it's not going to happen. You will not be able to quit working. But if you can sock away your money and live, just kind of pretend of what it will be like, and live within your means and live extremely frugal, have a frugal lifestyle, and say no to yourself, and yeah, live on your husband's salary just to see. And then when the baby comes 3 months down the road or whenever, you have an extra cushion. So if you've been able to live without it. Okay, so now on to some ways to save money. Okay, familiarize, how do you say that? Familiarize, I don't know, yourself with the term sinking fund, okay? And a sinking fund is when you know of a large expense, say like a holiday is coming up, or you have hospital bills that will be due, or you have vacations to pay for. If it's a year out, you just break it into little baby payments a year before it will come due. So say you want to take a nice vacation in a year, then you would take the next 12 months to save up for that vacation, and in 12 months you would pay cash for it. But this sinking fund will save you a lot of stress, and I wish I had known that when I started staying home with kids, because we could have actually bought presents for people. I would have handled it much more gracefully, knowing that you can still do big things and stay at home. It just takes time to save for them. Second, get rid of all miscellaneous debt, which means, would you rather have a fancy car, or would you rather stay at home with your baby? Those are choices you're going to have to make. And or just credit cards. Credit card, that's a whole nother subject, but credit cards are like torture to stay-at-home moms, because you can never win with them unless they're paid off. So, just get rid of trim the fat from your debt, from your budget, and cut all miscellaneous debt that you do not need to have. Okay, next ways to save money is to plan your outings. Group your grocery shopping day in with your park day with your mommy friends, or go window shopping at the mall and go grocery shopping while you're out, or go to the library, and just try and group your outings to save money. And it gives you some down days too at home with baby, which is fun and important. Last one, ways to save money. A big one is to cook at home. Don't go out. unless it's in the budget. But really, you save an incredibly huge amount of money just by cooking at home. And it's kind of fun to just be holed up in your house. And really, when you have a new baby, you're tired, but all you have to do is worry about what's on that table, what's for dinner that night. And it's such a wonderful, I miss those days a lot. So those are some tips and ways to save money and kind of some background on me. Boyfriend, is there anything else you'd like to add to this? He's coming. Hurry.
She's right on track.
Right on track. We made good choices. Yay.
We do.
We did. It ended up working out all right. At the time, we were scared. Very, very scary. So we can understand what you're going through. But if you want it bad enough, you guys, you can do this. You can so do this. You know, it's a simple. The power of a budget is amazing. And prayer. And anyway, congratulations on your baby girl. I hope you guys are well. We'll see you next week. Bye.